Good day to you. Today I'm going to cover a question that was raised about member functions of a string on C++ exam. This is for COS1511. I'm going to review the member functions of the string class using question 6 of section B of the May-June 2020 exam. As you'll see on the exam, there's this little box at the bottom over here, and it says here a number of string member functions to help you. So these are what's available. So the thing is, you have to look at Appendix E in your study book, and you'll find out that it tells you what type these member functions would return. And so if you have a look at the bottom here, they've said where, and they're saying start pos, length and insert pos are of type int, and substring is of type string. So these help you out quite a lot, and so without further ado, let's have a look at it. Alright, so this is the question paper. It says question number 6, and it says, in this question you have to write a C++ program to convert a date from one format to another. You have to write a complete program consisting of a main function and a function called convertDate. The function receives a string of characters representing a date in American format. For example, December 29, 1953. The function has to convert this date to the international format. For example, if the string is December 29, 1953 is received, the string that the function should return must be 29 December 1953. Use the following C++ skeleton. Okay, they've left off the hash over here, but that's okay. Hash include IOStream, hash includes string, using namespace standard, string, convert date, and then you got to decide what type of function you're going to use over here. And then we add our comments for the function. Then we've got our int main, and they're telling us that we've got a string variable called American date. Then we add the code for the main function here, return 0. Okay. So the main function should prompt the user to enter the string, then read the string and call function convertDate to convert it to the required form. Hint 1. Below the question we list a number of string member functions you may need. Start the convertDate function by determining the position of the first space character in the input. Okay, so those are two tips that they've given you. Alright. So let's go and have a look at what code we've got. Alright, so this is my code here. Alright, if we go and we have a look, here's our main function. We've got our string, which says American date. We've got our request to the user, please enter your date in an American format. And the reason we use getLine is because you can see in the example that they've already got spaces in the dates and the times. Okay, so if you just used a cin, it would only take this December part and it would drop the rest of it. So you have to use the getLine. Okay, and so getLine, and then you've got your input, and then you're assigning it to your variable, which is American date. And we're telling it that the end of the string is basically like an enter, which is \n. Okay. Then over here we're saying your date is in international format is, and we're calling the function convertDate, and we're passing it the American date string that we're getting from this line. Alright, so now we go to our function. We've got a function that's called string, and we're saying convertDate, and then we're taking our input variable of American date. Okay. Then, as they say, I'm using the int variables that they've mentioned at the bottom of their post: start pos, length, insert pos, and the string, which is a substring. Then I created 3 string variables of my own, one called day, one called month, one called year. So now, just to have a little bit of fun, I've asked it to please output what the American date is. And the reason why I did this was because I picked up that if you use just sin, you're getting it all chopped off. So this helps, but this is just for fun, for not really required for the exam. Then I've asked it to check the size, okay, and also to check the length. The size and the length are basically the same type of thing, okay, and they've mentioned that you can use length because here we can assign length. Alright, so what I've done is I've said length must equal the American date and find the first blank spot in the string variable. Okay, so this is the string variable, find, and the first gap. Okay, then I've asked it to put out what the length is, and so that should return that it's 8 characters in length. And then I've said, okay, we want to now take a substring of this text, and we're going to assign it to the month string variable over here, and we're saying we want to start from position 0, okay, and we want to go up to the length. Alright, and so it must assign that to the month text variable. Okay, so after that I say, okay, we want to get the substring, and I'm going to erase whatever's in American date for the month, so that I can take the month out of this American date, and I'm going to assign whatever it erases to the substring. So I'm not affecting the actual input, I'm assigning it to a substring. Alright, and then I can use that substring later. So now this line just says this is what the month would be, and then what I do is I say, okay, I want to find the length, but this time I want to find it with a comma. Alright, so my length is my substring, which I've used over here because I've erased a lot of text from the American date, and I want to just use whatever's remaining, and I want to find where the comma is. So now I've said that it must assign the day string variable, it must assign it to as a substring of a substring with the 0 and the length. And the reason why I'm using substring now is because I've got the shorter version of what I'm looking for. Okay, so this will output the day and will show me the day variable. Okay, I've asked it to then go and erase some more and take the date out of it plus the comma. So I've used length plus 1, and then it must assign whatever's remaining as the year variable to the substring. Okay, and then we'll see our year will come out, and then it returns the day plus the month plus the year with the spaces on it. Okay, and so that's what we'll see. So let's go and execute our code, and if you have a look at the exam paper, you'll see that they've given us this date to use. So let's go ahead and enter it. And so there's my first fun outputs. That's measuring the size of it. There was the actual string that it got from that get line, then the size, then the length. Okay, then it worked out the length of the first set of strings that I wanted, and now it shows me the month of December. Okay, then it shows me the day, the 29th, then it shows me the year, 1953, and then here's my final output of 29th of December 1953. As you can see, there's an extra gap here because I didn't use +2, but yeah, I think that this would be sufficient for the exam. So thank you for watching. I hope that it's been informative and it has helped you, and best of luck with your exams. Thank you very much. Goodbye.